Howdy, Christina.
Hi.
Bringing us in with a howdy this time.
Wild.
Oh, we're really living on the edge.
That's us.
We're new people since your family has been here visiting.
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
What, the whole visit and everything?
Yeah, the whole thing. How was that for you?
It was great. I clearly I haven't seen him in a minute, and it was great having him in. I got to show off Korea quite a bit, and we went on a lot of adventures. It was great.
We went on so many adventures.
Yeah.
I was with your mom's honorary date.
Mm-hmm.
Get wrecked, Dad. That's my date. We did so much, dude.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that we did while they were here? I didn't have to be included because you did some stuff without me too. But What was your favorite thing?
I think that whole day with, like, that whole last day.
That was my favorite too.
Yeah, like, that really, like, knocked it out of the park for, like, the last hurrah before we got him on a plane.
And before you guys leave too, really.
Yeah.
You're out of here soon.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's going to be, like, because when this comes out, it'll be October. And
First week of October, and you leave the first week of December.
Yep.
Jake comes back the second week of November.
Yep.
Oh, Garfield. So some honorable mentions of things that we did. We finally did a thing that's been on my Korea bucket list since I moved here.
It was probably one of the first things you told me that you wanted to do.
So do you want to talk about it? I'll talk about it.
Go for it.
So Lotte Tower is the 6th tallest building in the world. And between its two, like, antenna's not the right word. And neither is what would be the word?
Basically, it's one whole tower, and it's wider at the bottom, and then it kind of points up.
Yeah,
And
into an obelisk situation.
Yeah, and at the very top, you don't really see it unless you're, like,
In it.
Yeah, basically, it's got like ears.
Yeah,
Like, kind of like Batman ears going on.
Yes.
So there's one point, and then there's another point, and there's this bridge that gaps them, or covers the gap anyway.
yeah, and it's like 18 sets of stairs up. And it's called the Lotte Skywalk.
Yep.
And they put you in these ungodly red suits and harnesses, and they hike you up so many stairs.
So many. Like, the 18 is on top of the building.
Yeah, so that doesn't count all the ones in the building that you have to do. They bring you up to, like, the 117th floor or whatever it is, and then you have to hike, like, 6 more stories after that, and then you're outside, and then you have to hike the 18 more or whatever it is. I was dying.
I was so happy that I was behind you. Because if I was in front of you, I would have felt so bad, just like, okay, I gotta stop again, because I would have stopped like 2 or 3 more times than you did.
Okay. I was pushing it, man.
Yeah.
I was like, because your sister and brother-in-law were fucking moving.
They're in shape.
Yeah.
And I am certainly not.
I want to bring Jake back and do it. I had
You should.
the best time. Steven, not so much.
He's not one for heights. He never has been. It's his biggest fear, truthfully.
And he's gone skydiving.
He has. I think with the skydiving, there was a professional, like, there.
Oh.
And Steven wasn't in control most of it.
Oh, okay.
The skydiver that was the professional.
Because he does fine on airplanes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But, like, doesn't do great on helicopters.
Nope.
So, like, I find the situational very interesting of, like, what he's cool with and what scares him.
Like, the helicopter thing, I don't think it's down to fear. I think it's down to motion. Because he's also motion sick.
That's fair.
So,
That I believe 1,000%. I've seen the way that some of these guys fly.
Right. And like a plane is a little more consistent than a helicopter would be.
And the helicopter sits at a pretty good slant the whole time too. The airplane levels out.
Right.
But anyway, oh my God, it was so good. I thought Steven was about to die when they were like, okay, sit down. Stick your feet out over the edge of the bridge. And I was like, fuck yeah. But then I was stuck, unfortunately, with a pole between my legs.
Oh.
So I couldn't, like, get all the way out like you guys were.
Oh, yeah?
Like, and I was like, kind of sad. And that girl behind us did it by herself.
Yeah.
She was wicked cool.
She really was.
She was like, yeah, my husband doesn't like this and my baby's not old enough. So I'm going to do it. We were like, you're the coolest bitch around. But that was one of the coolest things I've ever done, but I don't think that held a candle to the last day that they were here. I don't know what was going on that last day, but the vibes were there. Everything was immaculate. We went out to that suspension bridge.
It was called Gamaksan.
We were like really close to North Korea.
Yeah, pretty close. We
were
weren't
like
quite,
an hour away.
Yeah, we weren't quite at the DMZ or anything.
No,
but we were
out there.
Yeah, we were in the neighborhood.
And that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And when you weren't strapped in and you could, like, with Lotte, the bridge doesn't move.
No.
In the wind. It is too solidly attached to that building.
Right.
Thank God you're so high up. Like, you hope it would be.
Yeah. 6th tallest building in the world, but my God, is it wavy.
Well, the Eiffel Tower's wavy, so I don't know.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well. I only got up to the 2nd rung.
I've never been in the Eiffel Tower. I don't know.
Oh.
But I've heard stories.
Okay. But, like, this bridge, it moved as you moved.
And it moved with the wind.
Yeah. And it wasn't, like, super high up. It wasn't, like, the heights that we were at before, but it was still pretty up there.
It was up there enough that Steven was losing his mind.
Yeah. And he crossed it more than we did.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was really funny. He was like, yeah, we'll go back and get the car. And we're like, okay. Proceeds to cross it and then cross it and then it was bonkers. Because we went across it once to start the hike and once leaving. And I think he did it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. But then we had that beautiful hike. And I'm not a hiker.
Yeah.
I married a hiker. My husband loves to hike. I'm not a hiker.
I love to hike.
I know you do. I'm a walking trail bitch.
I'm happy for you. But you're also like a walking bitch.
Oh, I love to walk.
In general.
I love to walk.
And I hate that. It's not exciting enough for me. So I think that's why I bike more than I will walk when going from point A to point B. But like a hike, I'm down. Right. Because normally that comes with exciting views or, you're striving to go up or whatever it is.
And we got to that temple. That was gorgeous. And we were at the bridge and we were seeing, what was the statue looming in the distance? I don't remember. We'll pop the name up on the screen. Yeah. Just looming in the distance, and we get up there and they have it was low-key death tourism, which made me so happy. Because up there they had boxes that had people's names and pictures on them that held ashes. That I don't know if you peeked into that little cabin.
No, not really, no.
Oh, that was what was in that cabin. Okay. Was remains of people.
Okay. And they were probably cool. The Buddhist monks that were...
No. Well, just general people.
Just general people.
From what I understood.
Okay.
Because the pictures just looked like everyday people, but I could be wrong. Could be family members. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it was damn cool. Same day we went... We booked it off the mountain. It rained. And rained. We saw a waterfall.
We did.
God, there were so many cool things. And then we went to a baseball game. And I don't think your family was quite ready.
No.
For what the baseball game was going to be.
Yeah. I think they had a general idea in mind, and it eventually got to that point, but, like, this game, it took a while to really get going.
Oh, my God. The first 2 innings, nobody scored.
The first 4 innings, nobody scored.
Oh, I thought somebody scored in the third.
I thought
the people we were against were Go Bears. I don't even remember. Who were we playing? I don't even remember.
That's a good question.
Kwoom? Kwoom?
Maybe.
Kwoom, maybe? I don't know.
Whoever it was, like, we were going back and forth for a little bit there, like, but it was near the tail end of the game when it really started to, like, pick up and get exciting.
And people were stealing bases and scoring home runs. Like, American baseball is so boring now. They don't do anything. But these motherfuckers are out here. And what we had 2 guys that had the same name on our team, and every time they'd show up, one of them was a pitcher and one of them was not. What was his name?
All I remember was Jared.
It was Jared. And he'd get up to pitch and we'd go, Jared! Which was fun and one of the Jareds was from the UK and one of them was from the US, like Missouri
Croatia
or somewhere.
No, I thought it was like...
Yeah, that was the guy from that part of the world. We had one from our part, from the US, and one from foreign, fill in the country here.
I thought one was Canadian, not American.
No, the Canadian guy was the one I was like, hey, he looks like my husband.
Oh. There's too many white people on this
There's so many white people on the Bears, and we didn't do that on purpose.
No.
Because...
It was just close.
Yeah, like, they're close. They're a close team to us, and they play on days the boys have off. Mm-hmm. And so I guarantee that somebody 10, 15 years ago became a fan of the Bears somehow, some way, and then brought people, and they passed the Bears down to the next person. They passed, and they passed, and they passed, and they passed, and they passed. And then our friend... was like, hey, you want to come to a game? Before he left, and he was like, I'm a Bears fan. Here, be a fan of the Bears. And passed that legacy down to us. So we're legacy fans. We're not actually like...
I mean, we've been to what, 3-4 games now? I feel like we did our part.
Oh, yeah. But we were organic fans. Like...
Yeah.
It's not like how we're back home, like in like hockey. You know, you picked a team. You know, it's not, or like people pick football teams. They don't have to, it doesn't necessarily have to be where you're from.
That's true. Although a lot of people are fans of wherever they're from, and that's it.
Because it's easy.
Right. Is that why you're a Broncos fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And mostly because I don't do football a whole lot. But yeah, that's just hometown pride for me. Especially being in the military. Like, it was a whole lot less for me when I was actually living there. Because, of course, you're a Broncos, whatever, right?
Right, like everybody is around there.
But now when you're in this, like, melting pot of everybody else, it's like, oh, no, I'm a Broncos bitch. Like, for sure.
It's wild that you, like... You're just so, like, in it with Colorado. Like, that's just, like, and I don't...
They're my homies, man.
Yeah. I could never do that with Indiana.
Because what is it, all of Indiana's team? I don't think they have a fucking hockey team.
I believe they don't. There's no reason for them to. They're a basketball place. They have the Colts, so that's football. Basketball's gonna be the Pacers, I think.
Okay. This is the FitnessGram Pacer test.
Indy is known for like the Indy 500, so they're racing people, basketball people, and a little bit of football. Like that's generally what their thing is.
Colorado has so many sports teams, dude. Like professional sports teams.
And I don't think that's like common
college.
I don't think that's common knowledge between other states. Like when they think Colorado, they think like whatever sport they're into, like that representative, and that's about it.
Right. But it's just like how people in Europe, for their football, they're very loyal to their specific country. Yeah. You know, they pick one and that's it.
Right.
Like I've never met somebody who's just a casual, like, who's into football, who likes numerous teams.
Are we talking about soccer football?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's fair.
Like, it's only the people who are casually interested that have a couple teams.
Yeah.
But the people are like, I'm down, like, Manchester United or bust, you know?
Yeah, but that's anybody that has an extreme fandom toward that thing.
Towards football. Talk about...
It could be...
parasocial relationships.
Yeah. But, like, it could be anything. Like, you have a problem with the Avs.
So many things.
You have a problem with the Avs. Like, you're an Avs or bust bitch. Mm-hmm. You can appreciate other teams, but for the most part, if it's not the Avs, you don't care.
I will watch other teams on. I like hockey. But
Sure.
I'm not one of those bitches that... I feel like your dad's one of those bitches who can put 4 football games up on the TV and watch them all.
He does. Like, I know that was you just kind of messing around, but that's what he does every Sunday.
Never. I can follow one game at a time. And I'll watch highlights if somebody's like, oh my God, the Devils did a beautiful, like, had a couple beautiful plays. Here's the highlights. I'll watch them. But I don't cheer for New Jersey on the regular. But if they're like, if people are playing that I don't know, I'll sometimes pick a team just to see if I'm like in it, like if I'm paying attention enough, where I'm like, oh, based off of the season, oh, it's definitely like the Lightning are gonna take this game specifically. I'm usually wrong. But it's fun. We're getting away from what we were from the whole we started at Korean baseball.
Yeah.
Anyway, go Bears. Hell yeah.
They won.
They won. It was such a good game.
It was. It went into overtime. And
is it called overtime in baseball?
An extra inning.
Excuse me.
Because they go until 12. And
they won it in the 10th.
Yeah, the standard is 9. So they went one more inning and then we killed it.
Oh my God. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's nothing like a home stadium win.
Yeah.
Like, a win is good anywhere, but when you're in your home stadium, that's real good.
Mm-hmm. It was a very satisfying win.
Do you know what else was satisfying?
Tell me.
A couple days before, when we went into that claw machine emporium. I don't know what else to call it. I've never seen so many claw machines in one place.
Yeah, we went originally in the area to
do the escape room.
Yeah, do escape rooms, but we were in between escape rooms.
Yes.
And we were like, what do we do? And then we saw the big old claw machine building, essentially.
It was an arcade up top with music so loud you couldn't think.
Right.
And then claw machines all on the bottom. Mm-hmm. Rows and rows and rows of claw machines.
Mm-hmm. And
I spent too much money. I looked at my bank statement. It was like $50.
Holy shit, ma'am.
I know.
Like, you
I have a problem.
But, like, you...
Oh, I won, like, 15 things.
Yeah. So you did pretty well, but...
And you were just looking at me like, what? What? The whole time. It was so funny. And your mom was just, like, amazed. I was like, don't worry. I can do it.
I know there were a couple times that they were like, how are you guys, because I won a couple.
Yeah.
And they were like, how are you, like, what's the strategy? What do you have to do? And I was like, you just put more money in and more money in and more money in and just, like, inch your way closer and closer. That's kind of it.
I was watching a man who was in there. I don't know if you saw him walking around. He was winning, like, every other play. He had a backpack.
Yeah.
For his winnings.
Seeing him. Yeah.
It was like, holy Jesus, dude, how are you? I watched him a couple times and I was like, I don't understand how you're doing this right now. I was like, what do you know, Mr. Claw Machine Master? I'm amazed.
And then
they were all on my bag and I felt so silly walking around because I had like 15 keychain stuffies on my bag.
Yep.
But I did win a wasabi bear and I love him. He's great. I need to find a good purse to put him on.
Great. I know my sister's fiance, he got over to like a shooting game. where you essentially shoot corks because they can't have actual like guns. So because it's Korea, but they have like these corks on the end of it, and you just shoot the little nubbins that are holding up a bucket of the thing you want.
Oh, okay.
And he won 2 of those really large ones.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And gave one to my mom and one to my sister. And they were like matching.
And your mom named hers Korea. Said just like that, Korea, instead of Korea. Korea. And what did your sister name hers? It was something good.
She told me like once.
It was something good. Now I'm gonna blank on it.
Yeah, I can't remember. The main one that I remembered was the pig that my mom won.
What did she name that?
Hot Pot.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's hysterical. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's hysterical, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then we proceeded to go and have the weirdest hot pot experience of my whole life. Being the only hot pot experience of my whole life. But that was a fucking doozy. And then we proceeded to kill it on another escape room. We did 2 that day. We escaped them both, but we full on cheated one, I think.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the hell went wrong.
I don't know either.
I don't think we ever did figure it out, but we beat it. We escaped,
Yeah.
but
We shouldn't have,
bypassed
but we did.
a third of it somehow.
It's okay.
It's okay.
That first one was really good.
Oh, that was beautiful. We did so good. Other things we did. Sorry, I have a bullet point list because we just recorded an hour 15 of the last. You've probably heard in the last 2 episodes of the Psychology of a Fangirl. And so we're a little wiped, but we enjoy talking to you. And it's Cryptid Month!
Oh, yeah.
Happy Cryptid Month. It's going to be so good. I went and with our friend who lives down the block, and we went to a place where we got to hand carve our name into a stone stamp. It's a traditional, like, Korean thing that most people use them for documents and like their marriage license and all that. Her and I made them in order to sign all of our Hanji projects.
Nice.
So I'm going to take all my old Hanji projects, stamp my name out on them, and then seal that onto the bottoms. I should have done it before I finished the projects, but I didn't have it at the time.
Right.
But now I want all my stuff to be able to be signed.
Yeah.
And so they wrote our name out in Korean, and like we got to carve it. Oh, it was so cool. And I know you want to go back. We're going.
Great.
It was awesome. But the piece de resistance.
We got tattoos.
We got tattoos! Finally!
Yeah.
We've only been doing this podcast like a year and been friends like a year, but we finally got matching tattoos. We've only been talking about it for like 6 months.
Something like that.
I don't even know how that came about, like who brought that up.
I think it was you.
I guarantee it was me, but I don't remember how I was like, yeah, we should just get matching tattoos. Maybe you've known me for 6 months, but hey. And it took my friend Volt and I like 6 years. My best friends from back home, we've been talking about getting tattoos together since we were like 15. Still don't have them. Sorry, boys.
Well,
when I come home, we'll revisit that topic.
There you go. I mean, like, you got the majority of your tattoos that you have on your body right now within the past, like, 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, 6 to 8 months.
My teeth and my Hoodie Allen tattoo were done in March. And then my beautiful big angel babies will throw, or I guess it's an angel and a lady. I don't know if she's a lady or she's a fairy, but either way, they're making out. I love them. Done on my thigh. I got that done like 2 months ago. So what was that? September. It's September. Like it's September now. July, probably.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. And then we finally got our.
Yeah.
And I am beyond pleased with how they turned out.
Yeah, they turned out really, really well.
I will say Because like with Walt and I's matching tattoos, they're similar, but they're not exactly matches.
Right.
So like looking over and seeing my tattoo on your body throws me just a little bit still because I'm not used to it.
Uh-huh.
But we did half for me, half for you in a circle to symbolize our phase here in Korea, or our full circle existence here, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And then cherry blossoms for me and the ginkgo leaves for you. And it's beautiful, and I can't believe that the stupid little design I made up by splicing images from the internet together in Adobe turned into such a beautiful tattoo. But Haimin, or whatever, that's how you pronounce her name? Haimin did a beautiful job, and I applaud her endlessly.
Yeah, she did a great job.
I love her. She's so nice.
She really is. She's
such a peach. I can't get over it, how good it looks. They're almost healed. I'm just so beyond jazzed with it, honestly. But that's, been pretty. I finished my book. Great. I didn't write a book. I read a book.
The Wall?
The Wall.
The one that you've been reading
forever.
Yeah, basically a year.
Well, because it was supposed to be an out-of-the-house book only.
Right.
So like when I was waiting for the bus,
yeah,
that sort of thing. But then you and I go out all the time, but when we're sitting at the bus stop, I'm going to chit-chat with you. I'm not going to read my book. That feels weird.
Yeah.
So it was taking me forever because I wasn't really going anywhere without anybody else.
Yeah. And the fact that you didn't have another thing to read after that was in line with...
Like, I do, but nothing that I was, like, really looking forward to reading. Right. I have a couple Quantum Leap books that I haven't read yet, or I'm, like, I've started, but they just weren't the vibe of whatever I was doing. Because I don't know if you have that, like, where you start a book and you're like, I'm not feeling it.
All the time. So
it goes back on my shelf, and it's there for later when I'm ready for it.
Except for me, that moment never comes anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I don't really read anymore. I used to be able to just turn it on easily, like back in high school, middle school, and everything. When I got to college and I had too much going on and I did not read for pleasure because I didn't have the time. Yeah. Because I was an English major.
Yeah.
That threw me enough, and then everything that I was like, they force you to read so much.
Yeah.
And that kind of made reading not fun anymore.
I 1,000% believe that.
And I don't think I ever really recovered because the internet started like booming. Oh, yeah. So I didn't really stand a chance after that. The endless scrolling won in the end.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
It's okay. There's other things I read. It's just not a physical book.
I bought another Quantum Leap book. I figured I'm missing a handful of them still, but I bought one called Prelude by Ashley McConnell, and she also wrote The Wall, and I loved The Wall. I think that one's my favorite one I've read out of all of them, and so I'm starting Prelude, and I don't know if they're supposed to be in any specific order, really, like, because like with the episodes, right? Sam leaps in, he does the thing, and then he leaps out, and you sometimes get, or you always get like maybe a minute snippet of what the next episode's gonna be.
Yeah, so you showed me an episode recently.
I did, and I know you hated every fucking second of it, but you were such a trooper.
It wasn't good. But at the very end, it shows him leaping into the next person, and then he does his oh boy shit. And then the episode ends.
Because it gives, so instead of being like the modern, tune in next week for, and then it gives you like like snippets of the next episode. It gives you 60 seconds of whatever trouble he's in next, instead of a tune in next week to see. So
right.
I really like it. I really loved it when I was watching it through the very first time, because it was something so different than what I'd ever seen before. And so it was just so interesting. But the books don't do that because one, there's like 3 or 4 different Quantum Leap authors that were given permission to write based off of the original series. So sometimes their books go together, but not really. So like all of Ashley McConnell's, I think she's got like 4 or 5 of them, but they don't necessarily interconnect.
Okay.
They're their own standalones, and it's like watching the episode with some more information minus the last 60 seconds. Oh boy.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I'm so excited to start the next one. I almost started it the other day, but I was like, if I sit down and start reading, I'll be here for the next 4 hours, and I can't do that.
You do that anyway. It's just fan fiction instead.
I know, but I don't get the urge to read books at night. I want to read books when I have to be somewhere in a half hour. Which is why, like, when I used to go ride the bus to Humphreys and I'd grocery shop or whatever it was I was doing, and then I would go sit at the bus stop and I would read for 2 hours and wait for the bus.
Oh.
And I know people would look at me and go, oh my God, she's still here. Because I had people go, what bus are you waiting for? And I'm like, oh, my bus doesn't get here, until 1700. And they're like, dude, it's like 1300. I'm like, I know. Or it's like, it would be like 14:30 because the first bus leaves at 13 and I miss it, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be like, nope, I got 2.5 hours to kill. Book.
Gotcha.
Speaking of books, Jake just this morning finished his 4th book since he's been in Florida.
Are they books for pleasure, or are they?
They're books for pleasure. Oh, ow, that was my insides. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I think everyone did. Holy shit.
Ow.
You okay?
I think I'm consuming too many bubbles. And all of the air in my, like, upper stomach went whoop. But no, he's reading books for pleasure. And he just kicked through his 4th one today.
Great.
And he was like, wow, I can't believe it. I'm like, dude, I didn't. He's like, I'll read you the text because it was really, really funny and it was a little bit mean.
Oh,
he said, so yesterday or Wednesday, he said, LOL, I just finished my book. So that's the 3rd I've read on this trip. And I said, yay. And he said, LOL, I forgot how good these books were because he's revisiting stuff he read in high school.
okay.
And I said, I think you forgot what books were there for a moment. And that was a little mean of me. And then this morning he finished another book. But they're on hurricane watch right now. So it's not like he can leave the hotel.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's got a lot to do. But
fair enough.
God, I'm sorry you don't read.
It's okay. It used to be a thing that I used to do a lot, but I used to do a lot of things a lot, and that changed,
Aging.
Your tastes change, your attention changes. Other things that used to be a priority are not anymore, and you find new priorities. That's just part of living for an extended period of time. It's gonna happen.
You're so right. I had to, really quick, I'm going to tell you this thing and then we'll jet out of here. I had this ask come in on Tumblr a couple times on my personal blog, and it was like a get to know you thing. So like somebody will tag you and then there's just like questions you fill out, and they're usually like silly little generic things like, what's your favorite color? Are you a coffee or tea person? What's your favorite season? Whatever, right? And one of them was list all your current obsessions. They don't just have to be like media.
Okay.
So I was reading through them and people were like, I'm obsessed with fettuccine Alfredo right now. I'm obsessed with this specific book series. I'm obsessed with like my new car, whatever it was, right? And then I was in there and I'm like, I'm obsessed with being in tall places. Like, I think that's my like, I think that might be a reason I desperately want to learn how to fly a plane. I like being tall. It's that 70s show meme where Red comes in and he goes, Kitty, why's the dog on the counter? And she's reading her magazine. She's just like, he likes to be tall. And with that, we bid you adieu. We'll see you next week for a cryptid episode. Happy October!
Happy October!
Love you, bye.
I love you, bye.